undoubtedly in our hearts we're thinking, yeah, that's impossible. And you're right, humanly speaking. And that's the point God wants us to get, so we can get to His divine deliverance and solution. You ask, is there any real hope? Yes, there is. There's two major reasons for hope. Right here in our passage, number 1, there's the source of holiness. It says, because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy. You see, the person and power of holiness is the Holy One Himself. And the truth is, you can be ye holy because God says, I am holy. In other words, God says, since I am in you, you can be ye holy. God is the person and power. He is the source of holiness, the Holy One of God. And friends, this is why we're called saints. I think it's 63 times in our New Testament. It's a word that the Spirit of God is, can I say it this way, fond of using in our New Testament to call believers saints. The word saint means a holy one. Why? Because the Holy One moved in the moment you were born again. Oh, in the spirit part of your being, you were separated from indwelling sin. You were joined to the indwelling life of Christ. You were joined to the Holy One of God. Hallelujah. What a provision. And friends, think now, think. Only God meets the standard of God. The standard for holiness is God. Why? Only God meets the standard of God. So in our great salvation, this holy God moves in to impart His holy life. In justification, we receive imputed righteousness, credited righteousness, imputed righteousness. Why? Because only God meets the standard of God. It's not just that forgiveness of sins is necessary. It is, but friends, that's just negative. We need the positive. We need the righteousness, the holiness of God imputed to our account. That's what happens when you're justified. But just as imputed righteousness allows the standard of God to be met in the matter of justification, imparted righteousness allows for the standard of God to be met in sanctification. You see, the Christian life is not merely a set of doctrines. It's not merely a set of moral motions. Unsaved moralists have moral motions. The Christian life is a life. A person. His name is Jesus. Oh, Jesus is the Christian life. And friends, that means no one can live the Christian life but Christ. But that's the whole point. When you're born again, when you believe on Jesus to save you from sin and hell, then Jesus Christ, the Christian life, moves in so that you can live, yet not you, but Christ in you, the Christian life. Oh, people walk around saying, oh man, this Christian life thing, oh man, it's just, it's so hard. Friend, it's not just hard, it's impossible. And that's why the Holy One of God moves in. To do the impossible. To impart to us the life of Christ. Friends, there's hope. You see, if it's just us, forget it. We keep bouncing off that wall and in our arrogance and pride think that we can be holy on our own. What wickedness. But when you begin to realize, wait a second, Christ is the Christian life. This is how the standard of holiness, the holiness of God, can be met by the very holy life of Jesus Christ. You see, He moved in to live His life, not yours. As long as you save your life, self-will, self-ambition, self-dependence, as long as you save your life, you veil His and lose yours. What Luke tells us, you save your life, you lose it. In other words, all you have left at best is wood, hay, and stubble. And it goes up in smoke and incinerated at the judgment seat of Christ. But when you lose your life, when you release self-will, self-dependence, self-ambition, all of that, when you release your life, you unveil Christ, and that's when you find yours. You find it energized, empowered, animated by the very life of Christ. And friends, that's what produces the gold, silver, and precious stones that passes the test at the judgment seat of Christ. Because it's God. And God meets the standard of God. And that's why the crowns are given. I remember Dr. Flanders at a conference some years ago saying, that's why, and we read about it in Revelation 4 a moment ago, that's why we cast the crowns back. They really were earned by Jesus. I mean, down deep we say, well, yeah, we're going to do this because, give glory to God. But down deep we're thinking, man, I did a great job. See, that's self-righteousness. That's what's incinerated. People are left high and dry, nothing there to show. But when it's the life of Jesus, there's gold, silver, and precious stone. You say, okay, there's hope, but how do we access? Secondly, the second reason for hope, not only the source of holiness, but secondly, the means to holiness. You say, the phrase that we sang on the brochure, it says holiness by faith in Jesus. The title of your message was holiness by faith. I don't see the word faith in this text. Sometimes God inserts the word believe or faith. Sometimes he describes it. You say, where is it described? It's back up in verse 15. I love this. Remember back in the command that kind of left us down deep thinking, oh my goodness, be ye holy. As he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy. Remember that command? The one thing I didn't tell you is that in the grammar, yes, it's an imperative, but the voice of the verb is passive. That is, we are commanded to do this. We have responsibility, but it's not something we do. It's not active voice. It's something we allow. Passive voice. You see, it describes faith. You allow yourself to be holy. You allow God to do in and through you what you can never do on your own. See, it describes faith. Now think, since holiness is not something you accomplish, but rather something you allow, it is a matter of dependence on the one whom you are allowing to work his holiness through you. It is a beautiful description of faith, intrinsic, inherent in the grammar itself. And friends, if our responsibility is faith, there's hope. Because faith is not a work. But to him that worketh not, but believeth, the Bible says. It's the antithesis of works. Faith is a responsibility. It's a responsibility. But it's not a work, because the Bible says it's not a work. It is something you do, if I can say it that way, but it's not a work. Because faith is not something you do in the sense of something you accomplish. It's something you allow him to accomplish through you. Faith is depending on the worker, the Holy One of God. And friends, that means there's hope. A personal holiness is not just going through a set of moral motions. Unsaved moralists can do that. And yes, they're very self-righteous about it, just like those who are saved and self-righteous about their own personal holiness who do it in their own flesh dependence. That's not personal holiness. That's the filthy rags of self-righteousness. Personal holiness is accessing the person of holiness to live his holy life through your body. That's holiness. Yeah, Handley G.C. Moule, commentator, said, holiness by faith is the open secret of inward victory for liberty in life and service. There's inward, outward, through the trusted power of an indwelling Christ. And friends, here's what's so thrilling to me. We live in a wicked world. There's all sorts of junk around us all the time, every day. I understand that. But friends, the provision for holiness is perfect. His name is Jesus. Sadly, our access of that provision is imperfect. But friends, focus on the provision. The provision is perfect.